when we're looking at multiplying and dividing rational expressions, before you can actually do those operations, you need to understand how to just simplify them first. So a rational expression is in simplest form if its numerator and denominator have no common factors other than 1. So to simplify a rational expression, there's a couple properties that you guys can look at. It says let A, B, and C be expressions where B is not 0 because we can't divide by 0 and C is not 0. Then the following properties apply. So this is saying that AC over BC equals AB. So you can rewrite this out if you wanted to, guys, as A times C over B times C. What happens is C over C equals the value 1. That's why they cancel out. And we also have to remember that factors are things being multiplied together. So A is being multiplied times C and B is being multiplied times C on the bottom. So this would equal, when it's all said and done, just A over B, which is what it says there. So it gives you guys some examples. So the easiest way to do this, I think, is when you're given an expression, just factor it to its simplest terms right away. So 15 over 65 looks pretty simple already, but if you can break it down into other factors, do that. So 15 can be broken down into 3 times 5, and 65 can be broken down into 13 and 5. So again, 5 over 5 equals 1, and cancels out. It becomes 1. We don't need to write it, and therefore it can be removed. So it becomes 3 over 13. Same with your second example. 4 times x plus 3 over x minus 5 times x plus 3. So the x's, guys, are not your factors. Factors are things being multiplied together. Terms are just things being added or subtracted together. So I wrote this little box over here. It may or may not help you guys, but you can't just cancel out numbers and variables that you see are the same. You're not canceling terms, you're canceling factors. So factors are items that multiply together. So 4 is being multiplied by the expression x plus 3. So 4 and x plus 3 are two separate factors. On the bottom, x minus 5 is being multiplied by x plus 3. So x minus 5 is a factor, x plus 3 is a factor. They need to stay together, and you can't just cancel out one term from each. It's either the whole expression or it needs to stay. So when we do this, x plus 3 over x plus 3 is 1, and it cancels out, and you're left with 4 over x minus 5. So the bottom of your niche just again reiterates, enforces the fact that you're canceling out factors, not terms here. So if you're looking at an expression or you're given a function, x times x plus 4, your factors are x and x plus 4 because they're what's being multiplied together. So if you guys are looking at the second one, 2x plus 5 over 2x. 2x and 5 are not being added together. They're being added together, not multiplied together. So you can't cancel out 2x because it's attached or part of that expression 2x plus 5. They're not factors, they're just terms. So the key here to this lesson, guys, is going to be factor, factor, factor. Before you try to cancel out anything, make sure everything is in factored terms and you factor it down to its simplest expressions. So when we're looking at number 1, x squared minus 2x minus 15. What multiplies to get you negative 15 and adds to get you negative 2. X minus 5 and x plus 3. In the bottom, what multiplies to get you negative 9, adds to get you 0, because that's technically that middle term. It's the difference of squares, x minus 3 and x plus 3. So, x plus 3 and x plus 3 equal 1, and they cancel out. So this expression just is simplified to x minus 5 over x minus 3. Your second one, what multiplies to get you 16 adds to get you negative 8. Negative 4, negative 4. So if you weren't good at factoring before this, you'll need to get good at it, because that's all this lesson is. Oops, and I just rewrote x minus 4 twice. So on the bottom, what multiplies to get you negative 24 and adds to get you 2, 6, and 4. Plus 6 minus 4. So, the x minus 4s, and they don't have to be directly on top of each other, guys. They just have to, one has to be on the top and one has to be on the bottom. So they equal 1. Itself over itself is 1. They cancel out. And you guys are left with x minus 4 over x plus 6. So it's as simple as that, guys. Just, again, making sure factor, factor, factor until it's in its simplest terms or expressions. And then say, okay, what can we cancel out that equals 1? And realize that I had 2 x minus 4s on the top, but I only canceled out one of them. Just because you have 2 of them doesn't mean you can cancel both of them out. They each have to pair up to equal the value 1. Alright, let me know as you guys continue if you have any questions on anything.